Hi!
Hi guys! So we're just chit-chatting here.
Didn't see you come in.
We did not see you come in. So, all right, Dr. Casey here in Vision Health Chiropractic and Wellness Center. This is Steve, a patient of mine. And if you watched the first video, we talked about chiropractic stuff. Not only was he a chiropractic patient, he's also a nutrition patient. And so some of you know that I do both. So I'm just gonna give him the mic, so to speak. Here we go. And if you just want to talk about what brought you in,
right here.
yeah, put it
It's
on,
right
get you all hooked up.
Testing.
Testing. Do you want to talk about what brought you in for the
Yes.
nutrition
Yeah.
part? Okay.
I had, for years, I battled with putting on some weight, taking off some weight. I'm small boned, but put on weight that I didn't want to have. And finally, talking to Casey, I came in because I didn't want to be told, eat this, have this many calories, do whatever. And she tells me that. But I wanted to be educated. I wanted to learn what to do, what not to do, when to do it. And the whole education process made a huge difference. In a few months' time, finally getting into the program and following what you told me to do and not do, I lost 42 pounds. I gained a few back over the holidays, but it's already coming off. And I feel like a million times better. I hit 70 last month, and I feel half that. I really do. And I found out, like 15 years ago that I had prostate cancer. And of course it's scared the you-know-what out of me. But I ended up being lucky and becoming a patient of NIH. And having to have biopsies every few years. They were watching it. I didn't have to do anything so far. No treatment, just watchful waiting, I think they're calling it. My last biopsy, after I had lost the weight and gotten healthier, thanks to Casey, all the numbers, my doctor is who I talked to, is the head of urology at NIH. And he said there were 3 lesions that they found originally, all small, all confined, so that's why they're able to watch it and not have to do anything. And he said one of the lesions disappeared. Another one shrunk, or is it shrank? Got smaller. And the other one is the same, but he said, at one point they said, if we didn't know you had this, we would tell you you don't and don't even come back. But because they know it's there, they're watching it. So obviously that made me feel younger right there. It's not a hard process. It's kind of like chiropractic too. It's not a difficult process. She teaches, she tests, she teaches, you learn, you do, and you lose. Well, you gain, but you lose.
But you get rid of the squishy.
Right.
You get rid of the squishy.
Right.
So I think, one of the things that people are afraid of is that when they come in, that I'm going to be like this. Well, I'm kind of like that.
Well,
I'm kind of like that.
But
anyway.
she hugs too.
But I do hug, but I'm kind of like that. Like, don't do this.
Yeah.
But we do a food testing. So we check and see what you're reactive to. And certain foods that you're reactive to then cause inflammation in the body. And then when there's inflammation, it irritates the lesions in the prostate. And that's how they get bigger and they get irritated and they can spread. And so your NIH doc, the head of urology, said to you when your numbers were what they were, what did he say to you?
He said, somehow it looks like you have less cancer than you did without treatment. I can't beat that.
And this was literally just from removing the no-no foods.
Right.
And taking a probiotic.
Yes.
We put you on a probiotic.
And the foods that I needed to come off of, there were things that I had, pineapple. I love pineapple, but it showed up as stay away. I learned a lot about cortisol. You'll learn about that, and it's huge.
Yeah.
But it makes a difference.
And so when we even when we talked about cortisol, we even talked about sleep patterns, so you could get to bed at a regular time and wake up, so you can teach your body the normal rhythm.
Right.
We talked about stress responses and how you can mitigate some, stressors throughout your day, because we all have stress thrown at us all the time.
Oh yeah.
Right, all the time. Being a business owner, Eyes on the Road mobile optician. He's a business owner, right? He can come to you. So there's stress with his business as well, right? You're welcome for that plug, right? But it really is so important for people just to have knowledge. And I think a lot of people are afraid to know, because then when you know, then you need to act. And I think that's the scary part, is doing the act. And the first 2 weeks when I took the no foods away from you, somebody was throwing darts at me with his eyes through his glasses.
It wasn't easy at first.
He was not happy. But I believe in being a teammate for my patients, being a cheerleader for them, and I'll answer questions and I help them through it. And I'm just really proud that you've stuck through it and are continuing on this journey. And it's been awesome to watch the progress that he's had and how like these light bulb moments go on. And even if you have questions, and I don't get too mad at him, but I'm like, hey, dude, could have had a V8. Like, why did you do that? Right?
I have V8 a lot.
You do have
too,
V8 a lot
thanks
too.
to her, yeah.
Because it's great for electrolyte
Yeah.
replenishment. But these are the kind of things that I talk about with my nutrition patients. So thank you for sharing
Oh,
yours.
it's my pleasure.
I know it's really personal when somebody has cancer, especially
Yeah.
prostate cancer, and I know it's difficult for
Yes.
guys to come in and have that conversation with a female doc. But thank you for that. Like it's good
She
stuff.
becomes a friend. She really, everybody probably who comes to her feels like a friend. And I do too.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. I think that, you know, when you're part of a healthcare team, it's just important to get to know your patients and get to know where they're coming from, and to meet people where they are. Not everybody's ready when they first come and talk to me, and it sometimes takes a little bit of time.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit of time before they get going on it, but once they get going, you know, it's just really life changing. So thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you for changing
Keep
my
up.
life.
Keep up the good work, kid.